Becoming a transformative teacher in today's society as a college student is a daunting task, but through EDT 190, the idea of becoming a transformative teacher seems like a much more attainable goal. Before beginning EDT 190, I never really knew what I wanted to study in college. When I was in 5th grade, I made my mom and grandma sit in our living room, and I would bring out a whiteboard and teach them things that I had been learning in class. I made quizzes, handed out homework, and even gave them a project or two. I stopped teaching my family and didn't really revisit the idea of becoming a teacher until my senior year of high school. After choosing to come to Miami, I began talking with my friends about what they were going to study. I remember the fun I had playing teacher and began to consider a future as an educator. Starting in EDT 190, I really had no idea what to expect, but through the journals and seminars, I started to gain a better view of what it meant to be a teacher, and it was not as easy as I thought it was in 5th grade. I thought that becoming a transformative teacher would involve practicing teaching techniques on friends and fellow students. I also thought it meant respecting students and being able to connect with them. Now, after exploring education, I understand it takes a lot more to become a transformative teacher. Through our seminar with Dr. Tammy Schwartz, I learned to connect students' outside experiences with topics and activities in the classroom. This will help keep students engaged and could also encourage students to become more involved in their communities. In the seminar with Dr. Garnia Reyes, I learned the importance of making sure students feel loved and welcomed even when they are shunned by their peers. Students with disabilities, students with children, or students in poverty deserve a teacher who believes in them and who will push them to reach their full potential. Ken Robinson also made good points in his TED Talk. He discussed sparking curiosity in children. Because our schools place so much emphasis on math and science, our students aren't as engaged as they should be. As a transformative teacher, you should allow each of your students to flourish with their own unique talents, whether that be art, music, or math, and not force them to conform to fit the standards of every child. One of the biggest lessons I learned through the TED Talks was not to judge students based on their outward appearance and to not tell a single story. Our first TED Talk made me understand how, as a teacher, it would be incredibly detrimental to assume things about your students when you first meet them. By learning to not judge peers and students by outward appearance, you can become more of a transformative teacher. The student panel seminar showed me that school is for teachers just as much as it is for students. As educators, we will work with all kinds of students with different religions and backgrounds and will learn a lot from the students and fellow teachers. A big part of being a transformative teacher is understanding how to work with students of different races, religions, and backgrounds. We have to give minority students or poor students the same amount of love, support, and encouragement as our regular students. Regardless of their differences, students are at school to learn and not be judged or punished for things they cannot change. Article 3 made it clear that each one of our students will be different, and if one of those students is hyperactive or needs a little more attention, we should give them whatever they need to thrive, not just make them sit still and try to conform. The most important thing I learned on this EDT journey was to recognize your privilege, understanding that some students won't have some of the luxuries that we had in school. By being a loving and caring educator, you can make sure students know that you are there for them no matter what. EDT 190 has been an exciting journey, and I've learned that being a transformative teacher is so much more than just connecting with your students. It's about making them feel appreciated and loved. It's about pushing them to be their best and watching them grow and love to learn. That's what it means to be a transformative teacher. I'm still unsure about what I want to study in college and what I want to become, but after taking this class, I know that if I want to pursue teaching, I've had a great start and know a lot more about the profession than I had before. Like Beyonce says in Formation, I dream it, I work hard, I grind till I own it.